Indeed. So yeah, no, this number is not, this is a technical decrease, but it is a success as far as I'm concerned. So thank you very much for showing up. So now I'm going to take a minute and talk about well, this will be more than a minute. It'll be a couple minutes, but I'm going to talk about the future of the events. So here's what's happening. We fully recognize that one of the reasons why that number is lower than it potentially could have been is because we know that the announcements of things and the timings of things has not been ideal. We all got very serious all of a sudden, and that's fine. Our mantra has been for quite some time that we wanted to do basically one con at a time between Ciderfest and Winnie City, just so we could maintain focus and not have to just kind of keep the same pattern going in that cycle. And that is great in theory. It's great on paper until people's lives get in the way, especially key people like myself who just have been getting busy with other things, and everything's fine, but that what is supposed to be a 6-month cycle gets shortened because first of all, we need to rest after each con, so it really becomes more like 5 months, and then things get in the way, and that starts to chip it down, and then that timeline just gets really compacted. So the whole 6 months at a time thing for the cons, we've come to terms with the fact that it hasn't been working out. So here's what we're going to do to fix that. I'm terrified of the reaction to this, but let me just say, it's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. Winnie City's taking a year off, but it's going to be okay. Okay, Winnie City's coming back in 26. Ciderfest is coming back next year. And as far as the year after that, as far as we're concerned, we're not announcing an end by any means to either event. But so yes, we're taking a break, but here's what this is going to allow us to do. Instead of the 6-month cycle of one con at a time, we now are going to have an entire year to plan Ciderfest, which is the way it really should be, to fit in with the schedules and timetables of like vendors and musicians and people that really need those longer lead times to be able to like plan and do things. And we'll be able to have badge sales go on sooner, guest announcements sooner, closer to the cycles that you are used to with other events run by companies that only do one convention a year. You lucky jerks. But, and then the goal is going to be is that come June, which is we're aiming for the same date range in 26 for Winnie City, 26. Come June, we'll be a year away from that, and we will be in a good place with Ciderfest planning. Then instead of one con at a time, we'll start planning them concurrently, overlapping, right, so that each one has its full year planning cycle. But the only way that we were able to get to that is if we took this break. Somebody's calling me right now, really? It was one of you, wasn't it? Right now, if I had answered that call, what do you mean when he says he's taking a break? So yeah, the goal is going to be, so we're going to completely switch our way of doing things, and we will be planning both cons at the same time, just staggered, but much more spread out, and hopefully that'll just make everything better across the board. It's just going to take Winnie City. It's going to take Sleepy Bean taking a nap for a year for that to happen. Yeah, so I understand that there are some people who are probably a little bit disappointed that there's not going to be a full Winnie City, but do you all think this is probably a good way to kind of reset the cycle? Okay. Good, thank you. What's that? Yeah. And the other thing, too, is, there's plenty of other cons to go to. I'm sure a lot of people are looking to go into Babs last year. And then, there's Everfree, of course, and HarmonyCon and TrotCon, Sequestria Fest, Vancouver. Yeah, lots of other events. There's an ad for a new thing in our con book, the hearthwarming something or another that is currently escaping me. Hobswarming Club, thank you. So, I don't know anything about them, but, another newer events popping up this year is never a bad thing in New York and the East Coast. Yeah, that's great. So, yeah, there's no shortage of pony-related things to do without, Winnie City. You'll all be fine without Winnie City for a year. But their bar is open every night. I'm just saying. So, however, with all that said, we are looking to potentially fill, not replace Winnie City, but potentially have fill up the year. We want to try. We want to kind of also take this opportunity to try running a few other kinds of events. Meetups, which could be as simple as like, hey, on this particular day, we're going to be going to Brookfield Zoo, and anybody who wants to come join us. And it could just be that simple. Or just like, hey, we're going to a museum on this day, or maybe like, hey, we're going to go to a brewery this day. Just like a couple like smaller things. One of them include what? No, hang on. Hang on. One of them potentially including we definitely want to follow through on that tease of an MSP, Gwen's Pub Trot, that we talked about last year. This will hopefully allow us to make that happen. And I've already talked to Vivid, who's going to be looking into helping me organize that as a local. That'll be very good. But yeah, what do you think about the potentiality of a series of mini cities? It's a terrible name, but I can't not use it. But yeah, so yeah, it's going to be fine, and we really do honestly feel like what started as just kind of a downer we're making the absolute best out of it, and it'll be the best for our events going forward. So I'm glad that it sounds like the majority of you are on board with this. So thank you very much. We appreciate that. Y'all. No, you respect the arm swipe. So yeah, okay. Oh, hang on 1 second. I'm being summoned. Yes, okay. So it sounds like our charity is freed up, and so I'd like to invite them on stage to say a few words. Hi. Hi, Linda. How are you doing?
I'm overwhelmed.
Let's come out here. I often joke, but it's not a joke when I say that my absolute favorite thing to do is make charities cry on stage. And I mean that in the kindest way, as I'm sure you know.
And it means so much to me. And first of all, I'd like to introduce two of our amazing staff members who organize everything to make us do what we do here, Meredith and Brent, and my fabulous co-volunteer, Sheila. Give them a big round of applause. I want you to know that the money you have so generously donated to us makes a difference in the lives of animals and people in 6 counties in the state of Wisconsin. We have shelters in Kenosha, Racine, Milwaukee, Ozaukee, Brown, and Door counties. And your generosity has also extended to other parts of the country, especially when we took in animals from both Hurricane Helene and Hurricane Milton. We could not have done that without your support. So please give yourselves a round of applause. Let's hear it for North Carolina. Yes, absolutely. North Carolina strong. And if I may, I'd like to tell you a very quick story about a woman.
I'm going to hand this to you. There you go.
Whose life was changed by your generosity. She was a domestic violence victim. And because of our Safe Haven program, which you support, her life was changed for the better. When her alcoholic husband came home and went for her little dog, a 10-year-old Jack Russell Terrier, stepped in and said, "Not my mommy." So she put her life on the line for her mother. And she stood between this 6'2" man and her mom, weighing 17 pounds, and she did it. She saved her. And her mom was so proud of her. And her mom, in turn, called the Sojourner Truth Family Peace Line domestic violence hotline. And when they found out that a dog was involved, one of the first things they said to this woman was, there is a safe haven program in partnership with the Wisconsin Humane Society. Because unfortunately, one of the main reasons why someone will not leave their abuser is their fear for their companion animal. But because of you, because of your generosity, she was able to get the help that she needed. And I would like to add, that woman is me.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. I want all of you to know how much the Wisconsin Humane Society has meant to me these past 4 years. I am no longer in that relationship. I didn't know if I could make it, but you know why? I made it because of these wonderful people that I work with and volunteer with at the Wisconsin Humane Society who said, we are here for you. And I knew that my little girl, my little dog, would have been taken care of in the Safe Haven program. So you have helped me start a new life with a new positive and loving attitude. And let me tell you, when I get the email that you have accepted us as your charity for the year, I literally do sit down and cry, because this is the day that means the most to me. You are love, you are acceptance, you are important, and you are all beautiful. So on behalf of the animals, the incredible staff that we have here at the Wisconsin Humane Society, and my fellow volunteers like Sheila, who is absolutely amazing, I want to thank you for changing not only my life, but the lives of the thousands of animals and people that we help in 6 counties in Wisconsin. Thank you. I send you love. I send you light. And God bless. Thank you.
Well, don't go yet. Well, Linda, hang on one second. You're going to be our charity next year. I'll just tell you right now. if you want. Yeah.
I don't know, you got to ask my boss over there.
Yeah. Yes, thumbs up? Yeah? Okay, cool. Of course.
Thank you so much.
All right, one more time. Please give it up for the Wisconsin Humane Society. Okay, so here's the one thing that is just now occurring to me. So with the concert coming up, The volunteer photo. We're going to have to do this real quick. Okay, so go ahead and please, volunteers, please make sure to post